Here we are, celebrating the joys of qualifying for the next round of the FIFA World Cup. But you might be wondering, how did we get here? Well, here I am. This is me, walking into the first game of the FIFA World Cup, ready to support Australia. But today, I want to take you with us on this journey. We were live at the World Cup, we saw some incredible things, and got the opportunity to understand people and why people connect together around the world. After travelling, we got to the FIFA fan village. Yes, we were one of those who lived in the shipping containers, but hey, it wasn't actually all that bad. There was thousands of beanbags, thousands of people, a lot of flags around, but ultimately it was incredible to see strangers become neighbours and fans become friends. There was incredible amounts of colour and joy, sound and passion. It's exactly what you'd expect. But of course, eventually it was time to travel and see Doha and get to understand what life was like out there. I personally hadn't been to the Middle East before. Let us know, drop in a comment if you have been there. It was really fascinating to see a whole new way of life. There was culture, there was history, but it was also evident as well that a lot of this was developed and built up for the World Cup. So it was fascinating to see that dichotomy of the new and the old. Of course, it's a city that's built on the water. There was a lot of football-focused attractions and events. But after travelling around, of course, eventually it was time to go to the fan festival. This was the main hub of football. It was where people came together. Evidently, it got pretty crowded at times, as you can see. But once we got in, we realised that there was other places to watch football. So we went on some adventures, from nice little oases to open parks. There was people from around the world enjoying the sport. Doha at night was just as fascinating as during the day. But we found what we were eventually searching for. An Australian hive, a hub of Aussies doing what Aussies do best. Singing, chanting, plenty of Horses by Darryl Braithwaite, of course. There was your classics, Oasis, and plenty of Harry Souttar chants after his Man of the Match performance. Of course, we were there to watch the football. We ended up taking in 6 games at 4 different stadiums. With a condensed city, there was a chance to get to a lot of different games. So today I want to take you on some of those different journeys, not just one game, but give you an insight through this diary about what life was like at the FIFA World Cup. Of course, there's nothing like the anticipation on game day. Whether it's singing Advance Australia Fair surrounded by the green and gold, or singing the national anthem in a sea of red against Tunisia as we sat in the away end. There was a lot of different experiences, but all of it was fascinating. We saw teams like Brazil, England, of course the Socceroos and France. And there was a real big game atmosphere to each and every match. That comes courtesy of being at the FIFA World Cup, because of course every game is important and everyone is there to support their nation. And then the countdown began.
3, 2, 1.
Excitement, anticipation, the first game of the Cup always brings some nerves. And then we were off. Of course, the Socceroos have had a fairly barren past 12 years. Without the win that we'd been awaiting, football, the round ball game, is not the primary focus in Australia. But we're still full of passion, full of joy, and we're a set of fans that really believe in the underdog status and the pride that we bring to each and every match. Well, we scored a goal, and let me just show you what that was like. The wait was over. It was pandemonium. You're hugging people from around the world, but it wasn't just Australians that celebrated like that. Of course, it was from Brazil to Saudi Arabia and everyone in between. We saw the Senegalese dancing for 90 minutes. I assure you, they did not leave their feet. But of course, nobody celebrated like the Australians did, as you can see here. This was after we qualified for the round of 16 and defied all of those expectations. Yeah, but whether it was the Senegalese or the English, the Brazilians or the French, there was just that connection, and it was the reminder that the world is so much better together. When our differences are put aside, we're able to connect with strangers who become friends. It's so special. Of course, the World Cup is a special combination of 32 nations from around the world coming together to connect through the world game. But why can't we have this experience on our day-to-day life? Of course, we get stuck in routine, we get stuck and stagnant back at home. But we truly do have the opportunity to bring down these barriers, to say good day to people around us, and to live in a more connected society. The world's a special place, and this was a reminder about just how special it can be.